Last month, we saw two American citizens fatally shot in Minneapolis while protesting an immigration enforcement operation there. And their names were Alex Preddy and Renee Good. President Trump didn't mention either of those names during his State of the Union. He didn't mention Minneapolis. He didn't mention ICE by name. But when he talked about immigration, there was one moment he invited attendees to stand if they agreed that, quote, the first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Right after he said that, the camera had a wide shot on the chamber. You saw Republicans standing. You saw Democrats who were there, who attended the State of the Union. They were all seated. What did you make of that moment? What were you thinking during that time?
Yeah, I think that was a very powerful moment for me because in hearing what the president was saying, I don't disagree with him that, our job is to make the American people feel safe. But at the same time, how can you stand there and welcome the fact that you, or through your ICE agents and through your cabinet, killed two Americans? Like, I couldn't stand for that. So that's why I remained seated. And I think a lot of my colleagues did the same. I will say that I hear from my constituents all the time, and I recognize that the president has been able to slow the inflow of migrants into our country, and he should be applauded for that. But there's also a way to do such in a humane way, and that's what troubles me. It's seeing that ICE agents are only trained for 45 days before they're put on the streets. That's scary.
I was speaking with a Democratic strategist about that moment, and she said, President Trump, before politics, he did have a career in TV, as we know, as The Apprentice. He during that show, he has these made-for-TV moments. And we were just thinking about the midterms and how Republicans could use an ad like that and show Republicans standing, Democrats sitting. The ad almost writes itself, right? Republicans saying, see, Democrats don't care to protect you. I mean, what would you say if a constituent saw that moment and said, don't you care about Americans? Don't you think that the first duty is to protect American citizens?
I think it's sad that we have to politicize deaths of Americans with border security, and any image that the Republicans wants to play of Democrats trying to conduct oversight or us not standing because we want secure borders as well is completely false. I think when you look at the facts, and Ms. Good, when you look at the facts with the deaths of the American citizens, people resonate and they feel that, and they think of themselves. Is it safe for them to exercise their First Amendment right to go out there and protest? Is it safe for their kids to take such action? And right now, it's not, and that's a guaranteed First Amendment right that we all have. I think that is going to be more powerful than any image of Democrats sitting down during State of Union with the president doing his tricks and making up stuff. Yeah.
A Republican Senator, Jim Justice, he told MS Now that he doesn't think the DHS funding fight has anything to do with DHS funding. He thinks it's a midterm play. What do you make of that?
No, I don't agree with him. I think the midterm play is, there's no play. I think everyone is looking at the records of the governing party right now, and that's the Republicans. We're looking at the fact that healthcare got cut and sliced and just divided in this country. So when millions of Americans are going to be kicked off of the ACA, 15 million, last I heard, that is an issue. That is what we're going to be talking about when November rolls around. That's definitely what I'm talking about when I'm in district. Affordability is huge. I come back and people are still telling me, when are we going to see the relief? And that's something we've heard very little from the president during his State of the Union. I think, total time he spent on affordability was 2 or 3 minutes during his record long 2-hour speech. So, I'm going to run on my record. The Republicans can run on theirs. And I really do think that November is going to be a turning point for this country, because the Republican has to answer for their legislation and their governance of this country.